Welcome to Dangerville. Monsterverse fans have been biting at the bit for more Godzilla and Kong goodness. And after a very long and quiet span of time with no word about the future Monsterverse projects, we finally have something. A brand spanking new teaser for the upcoming 5th installment in the Monsterverse. Now with its official title being revealed, Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. With this teaser, we got an up-close look at what may be the maniacal new villain in this movie. For now, I'll call him Orangutan. So we're going to talk about this bad boy in this video and theorize some on who he may be and what dangers he may provide for Kong and Godzilla. My guess is that it's obviously Space Godzilla in disguise. It's not Space Godzilla, guys, I'm sorry. Tell us how freaking stoked you are for this new Monsterverse teaser trailer down in the comments. And stomp that like button to get the algorithm all fired up. Let's get to it. Before we talk about this new monster's potential purpose in the story for the new empire, let's quickly go over his physical appearance. If Kong's based around a gorilla, then this guy is certainly inspired by an orangutan. We see this clearly with the beast's orangey red fur and insanely long arms. This instantly gives our guy here an unsettling appearance and honestly makes him have hardcore bad guy vibes. If you look real close, you can see that this Kong is old, almost unnaturally old. He's balding and his fur is patchy like old apes in real life. And his body just looks gangly. He actually reminds me of the creature Gollum from the Lord of the Rings franchise. And there could be good reasons for that, stay tuned. It's hard to tell in the heat of the trailer, but when the camera starts to pan away from this monster, we get a quick glimpse at his legs and well, they're freaky as crap looking too. So even though this design is clearly using orangutan aspects to give us the base look, the dude's clearly got design aspects that will be anything but ordinary. Physically, if Kong is Venom, then this guy is Carnage. Now as the camera zooms away, we get to see his eyes glow, and we're going to talk about that here soon and why it could have massive story implications. At the end of the teaser, we get a super close-up shot on the face of Orangutan. There's actually a lot to talk about here, so let's dive in. It's hard to see, but this beast has covered his face with war paint, something that is brand new for the Kong species, but makes total sense with the established lore, where ancient Hollow Earth humans and the Kongs once coexisted. The Iwi people from Skull Island were descendants of these Hollow Earth humans, and you can see that they clearly have a fetish for body paint. This also tells us that this Kong is super intelligent and has his own identity. You don't put on war paint unless you mean business. Now let's talk about them eyes. First off, they look milky, similar to elderly animals in our real world. But as the trailer plays, it's clear his eyes are a bright, dare I say, atomic blue color. And they almost appear to be pulsing with energy. So let's just get right into who and what this monster is. Those eyes tell us that perhaps this is an ancient, possibly immortal Kong, who has aged well beyond the typical lifespan of a Kong, as we know that they are a titan species that are indeed mortal and will die to old age. Remember when I compared him to Gollum? Gollum was able to live unnaturally long, thanks to the power of the One Ring. Now I don't think Orangutan has a ring of power or anything, but I do suspect that he has some sort of connection with the Hollow Earth energy we've seen in Godzilla vs. Kong. And it could be what's keeping him alive. But how did this beast earn this power? Well, the trailer implies he took it by force. The vast amounts of skeletal remains that lie in his throne tells us that this Kong is a killer. Someone who has taken his position by force. If he did manage to harness the power of a Gojira, it would create a power truly like none other. All the brains and cunning of a Kong with the godly power of a Godzilla. Yeah, I don't see many other titans standing a chance. Even other Kongs and Gojira. Now this is clearly a bit of symbolism, but we got a glimpse of both a Gojira and Kong skull in the foreground of this new threat. Possibly implying that this Kong has killed both species in the past to get to his current position of power. Perhaps this Kong is the leader of the faction of Kongs that the lore states started the Titan War due to enslaving other species to be their beasts of burden. Or at the least a descendant of their kind where the crown has been handed down ever since, eventually getting to this guy. Since Orangakong here sits on the throne in front of dead Titan remains, it could be hinting at that direction in storytelling. Which leads us to another question. How's he gonna react to seeing our Kong? And has he possibly met Godzilla before? You know, during the war. If I had to make a super early guess, I'd say this Kong will attempt to force our Kong into his own tribe or empire, and for our guy to follow his way or else. But we know our Kong isn't really a villain or into ultimate power, so it's likely not going to end up peaceful between them. And regarding the G-Man, I wouldn't doubt that these two could have met in the ancient past, sometime during the Great War, which could lead to an epic encounter at some point in the movie when the two come across one another. But until more is revealed, we just gotta wait. But with what could be atomic energy flowing through his veins, we could get an epic matchup between a Kong and Godzilla where the battle is more even. Perhaps this Kong will have atomic punches, paying tribute to the old lightning powers of Kong in the Toho classic. That would be pretty damn cool if you ask me. Alright guys and gals, residents of Dangerville. So remember, this is a teaser and was clearly made with the intent of getting us fans riled up on the lore and meaning behind what we just saw. This isn't a scene from the movie, but its intentions are very clear. Godzilla and Kong are going to have to deal with this guy, and possibly more like him in this upcoming new MonsterVerse movie. Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. God damn, that's a kick-ass title. So there's already classic fans being a little upset that this isn't Space Godzilla, it's not Biollante, it's not Destroyer. But my response to that is, give it time guys, they may show up eventually. And we really aren't for sure that this Kong is the only major villain here. This is simply a teaser trailer. He could just be a Darth Vader to another threat who's the true emperor of the Hollow Earth. But right now, this guy's our big bad guy. Let's go!
Godzilla and Kong the New Empire looks epic. I can't wait to find out more about who this monkey is and where he fits into the history of the Titans. I'd like to thank our very own Titans for supporting the channel. Your contributions help keep us going, so if you'd like to become a super resident, then follow the link which I'll post here, where you can check out how to become a member.